on that track and killed it, man. Fucking killed that shit.
Yeah. And so, like, when shooting the video, was it more like natural when it came down to shooting?
Oh yeah, man. Because again, Mighty Mud shot that, so he's really good at just kind of making everyone feel comfortable. You know what I mean? So he's easy to work with.
Yeah,
and
man.
Luckily, we had like a perfect location where we didn't have to trip too much on really like anybody rolling up on us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Damn, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. You're gonna make me want to hit up Mighty Muds after this. This is like probably like, you, Hollow, and then like even this posts from like everybody on like Instagram. They're tagging them and everything. Like this is all happening within like the past like 2 weeks. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get a hold of that guy because I don't want to just stick to artists. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to like stick to like all creatives and like shit.
Yeah, of course. I don't know. Have you seen the LA Originals yet? On Netflix?
Yeah. Well, I didn't watch it, but I seen the advertising. Yeah.
He's our fucking Esteban, bro. He's our Steve-O. That's all I can really say. That's the best I can put it in the most relevant way to compare him, honestly, because he's captured so much of just, damn, dude, like backstage before we rock at the Novo, like just, dude, just crazy moments. You know, a lot of shit leaves me because I guess maybe so much happens in life, I forget. He'll show me some stuff, and it's like, dude, thank God you got that, because if not, I wouldn't have remembered it. And those memories, man, they're beautiful. And you get so caught up in the moment too. Sometimes, I guess they're somewhere in your mind, but it's not something you can recall without seeing like a picture. But that picture or that video will bring it all back. So definitely hit him up, man. Shouts out to Mighty Muzz, beast behind the lens.
For sure, man. So that I'm glad you kind of touched base with the whole backstage experience. Is there any what's the fucking way I can say it? Just memorable moments either on the road or even at a performance that you've done. Like any out of the ordinary encounters to even just like weird stuff that comes across you.
One memorable moment, definitely, that I thought was really dope, because I was with Mescal, Don't Sleep, Willie Hayes, and I think Double D was there, the homie Double D, and we were all the way up in what the fuck was it called? Bellingham, Washington. So this is like, I'm not even kidding you, probably the last city or two, like right before the border and you hit Canada. It was up in Washington. We go there to perform because we set up this cool little run. Dude, I just gotta say, because it was dope, man. Me and Mescal put together, and Willie Hayes put together a Pacific Northwest tour just off the strength of what we were doing back in 2016, 17. And I'm talking about booking like a month worth of fucking shows, something like that, going from Cali all the way up to Washington and hitting like 14 cities or 12 cities, some crazy shit. Okay, I just had to throw that in. My bad. I know I'm bragging.
No. This is your interview. You do you, man. I with all people I interview, man, I want them to speak as much as they want about anything, dude. This is your interview. Okay. Just remember that.
But so I feel like I had to give that little background. So
yeah,
in the process, the cat who I hit up for that show, he seemed really cool, because again, it's like, it's on the strength of me hitting up a random promoter that like I see does hip hop after doing some kind of research and being like, yo, just giving them X, Y, and Z. From here, I'm going here, I'm trying to do this. And the homie, I believe his name was Jonah, he was like, yeah, dude, I got a spot, Swillery, come through, we'll get it popping. This is at the time before we're really reading like demographics and following our numbers, understanding like places we should hit versus places like we want to hit because it looks good on paper, to have a bunch of cities. But when we were there, man, that city, dude, showed so much fucking love. And again, like, we didn't really know anybody. We just booked, I think it was 2 or 3 local acts. And from that, like, random people, like, kind of just peeped in, saw something was going on that night. And after they checked in. They told us like, yo, it was like a good maybe like 3 or 4 groups. Yo, this is dope. What are you guys doing? Oh, this is a show. We're down to come back. We just gotta go get ready. So us being from LA, we know what that means out here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Peace out. See you, next lifetime.
Yeah.
But nah, man, all those groups of people ended up being maybe like a good 30 heads out there. All did come back. I guess they just went home, got dressed up, and came back and partied with us. I'm talking about just vibing, chilling from the start of the night to the very end, buying everyone drinks, buying merch. And, when you're an independent artist, like I said, at that point, like, we're just booking shows without really, like, following numbers. Nights like those really help to just get you through it, man, because it's tough on the road. It's tough on the road. For anybody out there who's kind of, like, starting, and you're trying to book as many cities as you can, which is dope, my advice is just look and follow your numbers, because hey, tour life, you're out there with you, your peoples, and whatever form of transportation. You ain't got no home base other than wherever you're sleeping at, a van or the fucking hotel. It ain't like your home.
Yeah, man. Damn. I'm not gonna lie, I like that story a lot. You know what I'm saying? So, you give a mezcal, and then you said Don't Sleep as well, right?
Yeah, Don't Sleep was there, and then Willie Hayes was another act that he helped us like book some shows, so he came on with us.
Okay.
And the homie Double D, he was our photographer then. He's like, shout out Double D, man. He really helped to get a lot of the early beginning like EOTR footage, man. Same thing like behind the stages and stuff like that when we were going on the Pacific Northwest tour, 12 cities in fucking 3-4 weeks.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, the reason why I kind of want to like point out Don't Sleep is because you guys have your own like group or something called Third Person.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So yeah, before I ask you, how that and Bear Stones got put together, I do want to kind of point out one of my favorite songs on the project, which is Dotted Line with Maya Hayuna. And from the sound of it, it sounds like you're able to adapt to your environment. Like it could be whether with some like like the EOTR crowd or just some people that you just like can consecutively work with, and you guys seem very comfortable all together on the track. It doesn't sound like it's everywhere. Like you guys seem to be very tunnel vision on making music. So so tell me the whole like backstory on that, let alone the Dotted Line song.
I'm sorry, the last part was I didn't hear the last part.
Oh, like how everything came about with Third Person, and how was it making Dotted Line with Maya?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, Third Person kind of happened in a way that, like, I feel sometimes in life it happens because you choose it to. In a really, really weird combination of it was already gonna happen, sort of, but it was at a show. And I think Rockham was talking to Don't Sleep, and I overheard them because I was close enough about linking up for a session. And I literally kind of just like made my way in the conversation. Was like, yeah, so when we get in the session, and they were both down. So we all had a session together, and this was back, I think like 2017. Yeah, I think it was like September or August of 2017, and we got a session. And that first session, we fucking went through some beats, found some fire, and just started cooking up. Like, it just started more like let's fuck up a track. Let's drop some fucking heat. Me and Don't Sleep already had a relationship because east of the river, and like we've been working. So with Rock, I'm on the production. It's like this is a fucking recipe for greatness right here. So from that one session in September, it just evolved, into, dude, we ended up building a couple tracks. This is what we're telling each other, like, yo, I think we laid down like 5-6 tracks already. What do you want to do? And we all just agreed, let's just actually build and create a group, and let's just make an album. So the group name ended up, we all agreed, Third Person and Rare Stones. We thought that was fitting for what we were dropping and the music that was on that album. As far as that track Dotted Lines, man, that shit was just one of those easy to write because it just came and felt so good as soon as me and Don't Sleep heard the beat. So I threw this little Sunday session at my pad, and I invited the homie Thesis too. I don't have you heard of Thesis or This Is These on Instagram?
Yeah,
So,
he's actually on one of your songs as well, right?
yeah,
Okay.
he's featured on the album as well. So shout out him, man. So
I'll check him out.
I invited him over to get some work in to get that feature.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time, the pad I was at in Commerce, I had literally like just an open room, like unused. So we just built it up, made a makeshift studio in there, and by the time we finished the Thesis feature, we're cooling. You know, it's like, all right, we'll run through the next batch and start working on something new. And as soon as Rock'em played that beat, me and Don't Sleep gave that look, but then we just started bouncing. We started vibing to it. And then we just started chanting, like, gotta keep it moving. I think Don't Sleep was the one who was like, kind of got the melody first and started spitting some, you know, and I kind of started spitting some back, but then we both just kept bouncing, and the more that Don't Sleep kept repeating the lyrics, like we just knew like that had to be on the album, and it was a perfect interlude / segue into what I like to call like the second half of Rare Stones, because I feel it's really two halves. Like the first half is like my half, in a sense, like the feel and the approach, and the second half is like a little more on Don't Sleep's vibe and wave, you know, but together it's a perfect synergy. I feel like regardless, it's a masterpiece, it's a classic. Like that album, you can just like go through and feel so many things on one album, you know, because I touch a good spectrum of ideas and concepts throughout, you know. And then Rock'em, of course, like I said, on the production, he's so unique. He's that type of, like, you know, when I was talking about Dilla, when you hear something and you feel it and like you just know who it is, like Rock'em, since the first time I heard him, like he's always had that. As soon as I hear the beat or like start feeling, I'm like, oh, this is some rocker shit, huh? Like it makes you feel a certain way, man. Always good.
Yeah, man. You know what? I'm not gonna front, man. It's I'm pretty sure it's gonna be very hard to find you in some kind of controversy with any